Hello, y'all. Christian White, the One Day at a Time Dad. Continuing on with Listening to Learn, a series where we bring community voices from all communities with the hope that you'll learn something about someone else and yourself that you maybe had not known before. Today, it's a pleasure. Anytime I get to sit with young men, it's a pleasure. School Gotti, I appreciate you being here.
You know that.
So, quick question. Tell me a little bit about your background in terms of how you grew up, where you grew up, what was your family unit like, and what were some of the lessons you learned from a child that still are with you now?
So like my background, I grew up Humboldt Avenue, you know, stayed there around Humboldt, you know, 13 years, you know, we got big ass family, you know, all my uncles, mothers, aunties and all that. I moved down to ATL for like 8 years or whatever, and I came back and I'm still around in a way. One thing like with my family, like, you know, we got a big ass family, so it's like dudes like Uncle MD, he really stood out. Like every single day, like I be trying to remind myself like the you know what I'm saying, keep my mind busy, stay productive, do stuff like that. Like being productive is one thing that my family always taught me, and it still stick with me every day to try to be productive, try to do better.
What does productive mean, the way you're using it?
Like in my terms is like, you know what I'm saying, like don't try to stick to doing the same thing you doing every day. Like try to break the cycle. Like if you're comfortable doing this, like I'll wake up, I'll brush my teeth, I'll make something, I'll put on the TV. Like you shouldn't want to do that every day. Like you should.
Hey yo,
you know
if anybody knows me, knows me, they know that I'm a big pattern person. I believe in disrupting my own patterns. That's what we're doing right now. It's pattern disruption. So that makes total sense. You gotta do something different.
You have to.
Do you have siblings yourself?
Of course.
How many?
I got what, 3?
How old are they?
I got a brother. He's older than me. He's 26.
Oh, how old are you?
25.
Okay.
19, 10, and 3.
And let me ask, and this is only because I know the situation, but how much pressure do you feel trying to fill the role of being, you don't even have the luxury of being a brother, but a parent?
It's crazy because like I'm 25 with high blood pressure, and that's due just because of my mind's racing consistently every day of like, again, of trying to be productive, trying to find new ways, you know what I'm saying, like to get myself out the area, you know what I mean, get myself out the way to actually be able to move comfortably and provide for them as my mother once did for me type, you know what I'm saying. It's just real different, it's real hard, and it's just the pressure's at its all-time high, but like I feel like I was built for adversity. So that's why I'm big on being productive, like keep my mind off things and actually, you know, to you know, fight with what I gotta do, like especially that battle, like being a parent role, like losing my mom and all that is crazy because like I'm still a kid I might be 25, like I might be able to handle my own responsibilities, provide for myself, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, I still look at myself as a kid because I'm still learning. We all still learning, but that role is definitely a hard role.
Tell me about your mom.
Like,
how was she? What was she like?
Oh man, she was strong. Like she's a real strong woman. Like one of them Black Panthers type mother. Like that was her. Like, she was, I don't know how to describe it. Like you can't really describe that woman. She was a jack of all trades. Like she was teaching me how to be a man. Like you're a woman, you feel what I'm saying? Like she was that strong to actually take on the role of providing for her own kids without actually, not saying she didn't need her family because everybody needs someone, but it's like the card she was dealt, she ain't complain about that shit. So that stood out to me, and that's why I really can't complain about the role that, you know what I'm saying, that's been brought upon me. So shit like that, like it's just hard. She's strong. That woman is just a real strong woman. That's the best way I can describe her. She's incredible.
Because I wonder, is it harder dealing with a situation like your mom's or anybody, I guess, that doesn't involve themselves in possibly the street world? Is it harder dealing with a death in that world than it is a death in the street world?
In that world is like, it's kind of, I don't know, I kind of say it's like in a similar, it's not the same, but you know what I mean. Like it's kind of, I don't know how to answer that one. I ain't gonna lie to you. That one's a hard one.
So I'll say for me personally, like when Turtle died, a part of me almost would have rather him been murdered. Because I can deal with that. It makes sense. You live a certain way, somebody may want to get you, they get you, it's simple. It was much easier to deal with than the fact that
like a natural cause.
There was a natural cause there. Because I was running around like, how do you deal with that? You know what I mean? So that's why I asked that. Because you know, we come from a neighborhood where we've lost a lot of family, friends that had nothing to do with anything. And then on the opposite side of that. And I always found the natural deaths the hardest to deal with. Because it made it easy. Oh, we got shot. Okay, we can go do something about that.
Right. Instead of asking like why,
yes.
You know what I mean?
I can't beat cancer. I can't beat. It's these things that you feel like I was helpless over. And that was really hard for me.
Yeah.
What does music mean to you?
Music mean everything to me. Like, I probably be like, nope. That's crazy because like I don't have like a bad record. Like I don't even really have a record. Like I don't count it. Like you know what I'm saying? But it's like music helped me stay on the right path. Like I used to always get in trouble. That's why my mother sent me to Atlanta because I was always constantly getting suspended, fights, da 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 da. But like when I learned music in school, poetry, and then once I used to always get in trouble. I used to always be in my room, so that was like a cell to me. My room was like a cell, so it's like that right there channeled me to say, you know what, I'm about to channel what I'm feeling and say it out loud. And that's how I started off with poetry, and I elevated that, turned that to engineering, recording myself, mixing myself, and then like over time I elevated, started making beats.
Where did the love for music come from?
It just came from like my every day, literally. Like it'll come from being mad off a feeling. Put it like that. Like me and Reef, we started off like, you remember Wayne's old room? Yep. Wayne's old room, after like we started growing up, that used to be like the kids' room now. Like all the kids.
By the way, anybody from the neighborhood, we're talking about the Davis house. if nobody knows what we're talking about here.
So like, you know, everybody know that our family big as shit. So like all the cousins is in that one room, and like Madden come on, and me, Reef, G, and we just be hearing it like this. You know, we all, every time something happened, we would like try to rap it, bring it to like a real life situation, and then that just elevated from there. Like we used to talk about like, shit, I want to do music when I grow up. I want to do this, I want to do that. But like, it was never nothing like, oh, you want to be a rapper? Like, I want to be that. Cause to be honest with you, I don't even consider myself as a rapper. Although like I make music, like I feel like it's a business. I'm a whole entrepreneur because I can write a song, I can write songs for others, I can provide a beat if I need to. You know what I'm saying? I can mix, master. All that.
Where do you hope to take your music?
Honestly, like what I really want to do with my music, cause like I built my School Gotti brand. For those who don't know, like School Gotti is just not just an artist, like it's a brand. And basically for my brand, I made my own lane, which is called branding connection. That's something I thought of. And basically like where I'm taking my music, I just want to like reach out to the community, others, people who've been in my situation, people who's on the opposite side of the fence of me. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much everybody. Like what I want to do is, cause you know what I'm saying, music's everyone's outlet.
What do you mean by the opposite side of the fence?
Like even if you're not from around my way, or you know what I'm saying, everybody have tension because he's from over here, she's from over there, da da da. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we all human, we all, you know what I'm saying, we all got families, we trying to raise, we got little ones and stuff like that. So it's like, I want to do something big for the community. You know what I'm saying? Not even just the community. I want to start off in the community. That's why I say community so much, because that's, you know what I mean, that's what we're used to being in. But what I want to do with the music, I just want to brand other people, you know what I'm saying, and start my own little outlet where everybody, like if you from over there, you from over here, you from this part of the city, you from this part of the country, you from, you know what I'm saying, I want everybody to come and we all brand and network. Whatever I can't provide, I know somebody that can provide that, or she can't, you know what I mean? Like that's basically the lane that's what I'm trying to go with it, with my music.
So let's say you're in a room full of dudes that are cool with the neighborhood, but are still kind of reckless, maybe hot-headed, whatever the case may be. How would you pitch them that vision of possibly slowing down violence in the name of the arts, or let's make this bigger than what it is. Let's try to get money from it, get exposure from it. Let's try to how do we change the culture?
I mean, it start like, only way we gonna change the culture really is like, we need people like you feel what I'm saying? Like, we need, I put it like this, like, you're the father in the hood type, you know what I mean? You have more experience versus someone in my shoes growing up around the neighborhood. Is like, it's going to take someone big to actually, you know, try to bring us against them together and say, you know what I mean, let's do something big, let's do something different.
So let me ask, and this will be, so let's say you're beefing with a certain crew, and I pulled up somewhere where y'all are possibly about to get into a beef, or shoot, anything, whatever could go. If I pulled up and I was like, look, can we just pause this? Would you respect something like that coming from me in that moment?
When it comes to business, I always respect it. Like, whatever something's in the street got to do with the street, I really don't ever bring that to business. I've been in situations where it's someone from the other side and we at a table, not actually like a table together, but you know what I mean, like it's this business, so they all obviously around because of mutual face or something like that, you know what I'm saying?
Describe the feeling you get of being around an op, and at the same time, how do you balance that with we have an agenda right now?
Me personally,
yes.
Like, my thoughts is different from other people. Like, I mean, I feel where everybody be coming from, but me personally, like, when it come to business, it's actually like, cause it's like, I went to school and I did like a little bit of marketing and shit, so I kind of really, I've been around not business, not every business, but what I mean by I've been around business for a while, like, I've came to the, you know what I mean, the conclusion to understand how business really run, how it works, how to actually start somewhere and try to get here with your business. You know what I mean? You really have to leave family aside, all that drama shit, whatever, all that shit got to go to the side. Like, the way I look at it, like, I never really feel threatened. If there's an op in a situation right there, like, I'm not gonna feel threatened because me personally, I know what I'm here for. I don't know what his intention is. Obviously, he's an op. He ain't feeling, you know what I mean? He ain't feeling us, whatever. He want to do whatever. But for me, that got to go later. That got to come later. Like, right now, this is on the agenda, and I got to get done because I put business first, because the business is helping me, helping my family.
So, I mean, without giving specifics, how do y'all break the ice before you get down to business? Is there any air that needs to be cleared? Is it just like, well, we know where each other are from, fuck it, we're not even gonna mention it, we'll get the business done? Is there some sort of segue between handling the business and the fact that the person in front of me is somebody that under other circumstances, I'd probably be doing something different right now?
Like, I wouldn't really know how, cause I mean, like, I've been in situations, but those situations been like, you know, in the clubs and stuff like that. So it's kind of actually different from actually, you know, being around it or being like literally direct face to face. Like, oh, this is such and such from such and such. You know what I mean? Like, me personally, I don't know. Like I said, I'm here for business. That's how I'm going about the situation. Like, whatever I want to do, we can do it outside later, whatever. I'm treat it like school. I ain't trying to get suspended right now. Call me whatever. I ain't trying to cuss on it, but call me whatever you got to do. But I really don't know how to answer that one.
Well, I mean, the way you are answering it really, and I guess for me, I always wonder, how do we take that sort of thinking and broaden it? Because what's interesting, when you said the school piece, and other people have talked about doing certain programs in jail where it helped them to structure their thinking. Because I notice a lot of the young men out here, their thought, it's not structured. Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. So I think for me, I'm just trying to figure out, how do we expand that? Like, how do we slow down the violence and then introduce, like, look, I'm just one dude. I can't offer you the whole world, but I can offer you a different way of thinking that might allow you to kind of conquer your world. So it's just, I always find it interesting on how conversations like that get started, where two people, because an example I brought up is, you know, when you meet an opposition in jail, y'all get cool, that bond's supposed to come outside, you know, and people don't realize, but so many killings and attempted murders are stopped because somebody like me or him get a call from somebody we did time with or are cool with on the street that is from the opposite neighborhood, and they be like, look, this just happened. Look, dude fucked up. Can you try something?
What's up?
And then we get the call, we make a call, and we do what we can. And a lot of times, believe it or not, we're successful and dudes take a step back. And that one little moment saves a life. But once that life saves, how do we jump in and continue to plant those seeds of change?
That's why it's hard nowadays, because like the generation, your generation versus my generation versus the new generation is
describe them.
Like,
describe the differences.
I definitely can, because your generation is my favorite. You know what I'm saying? We grew up off watching y'all. Like, if there's ever, what I've noticed between like your generation versus the new generation is like how they address conflict. Like if we doing business, like if you was an op, and I'm your op, you know what I'm saying, and you in the room because you with such and such doing business, or I'm in the room with such and such doing business. Like your generation, you know what I'm saying, y'all, whatever the tension was, it was left out there until like it was y'all one-on-one, like what up, let's talk about it, what we doing, or you know what I'm saying, what's up with this, and it'll be peace after versus nah, he did this, he gotta die. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like nowadays it's really be over clout. Like people want to do something because they want a name, they just want all types of attention on something. It's just like a lot of killing out here now is senseless. It honestly is. There's no type of reason behind it. It's just straight action, you know what I mean? Like nowadays it's just, I don't know how to put it, everybody and their grandmother got a gun.
So I mean, in a sense, like people just want to be recognized for doing something stupid.
Yeah, everybody want to be that man. They want to, like the kids nowadays. I look at it.
But let me ask. So I went up Humboldt like, I don't know, maybe a month ago, and there's like 20 dudes out there, and I'm talking to them. A few of the young dudes I didn't know, but they knew I was somebody because I was like exerting that presence. And I asked all of them, I'm like, what are y'all doing here? Like, what's going on out here? Oh, you know, we just chilling, big homie, da-da-da-da. How many of y'all got $50 in your pocket right now? Not a lot.
Not a lot, not many.
What happened to the money motive? How did it transfer into kind of dudes just sitting around waiting on something?
I know what you mean. I was having this conversation with Lo, because he's like, back in my time, if you gangbang, you get money out of it.
I mean, I always had a pack in my ass or gums in my mouth, or always. I mean, but if a fiend showed up, I got to be able to provide that service.
Again, it goes off of just people want that name. Like, what really has society messed up, besides the government, is clout. Clout has everything messed up. Like I made a post earlier, like, dudes have literally 500 to their name. Like, I even watch people, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even trying to talk bad. It's just, again, it's about that mindset, you know what I mean? Like, a dude to have 500 to his name. Instead of investing, say, fuck it, I'm gonna take 250 of this, invest it here, just to generate me something over here. You feel me? Cause me saving money is cool, but it's like, your money's not fluctuating. So it's like, how are you really benefiting yourself? Instead of rather go invest some money over here, or invest money over here, homies rather go spend the money and say, you know what, I want to look cool, I'm about to go out with a shorty. You know what I mean? I want to look good for the shorty. Or I want to go buy me some jewelry, I want to go do this, I want to go do that. I want to keep up with the next dude. He's doing this, so I want to do that. You feel what I'm saying?
So like, it sounds like dudes are investing, but they're making the wrong investments.
The wrong investments.
How do you begin to show them that? And I'll never say that they're wrong. I mean, they make their choice. They may feel like they'll die tomorrow, so why not live today?
I don't judge them.
Yeah, I mean, no judgment. Yet the probability is that they won't die today, that they'll be here tomorrow and the next day.
And they can do better.
How do we show that?
I ain't gonna lie, like that's the biggest thing I've been trying to do lately. I've been trying to do it in a way because people be feeling like I shit on them, or I'm bragging, or like, because I guess the way that I try to promote my brothers, like, I mean, not promote them, the way I try to uplift them, you feel me, is by, like, I start off with myself. What a lot of people don't realize, or what I do, I really start off and use myself as an example. Like, when I be on social media talking shit, like, I say something like, oh, something, you a broke boy, da-da-da. I'll be talking about myself, because people don't really know my story. Like, they think I went down there and lived with my pops and shit was cool. It really wasn't. Like, I was homeless as hell, had to teach myself how to do a lot of things that I know how to do, you know what I'm saying, right now. And the thing is, like, I just try to use myself and talk shit about myself, so the next person be like, damn, who's he talking to? Like, damn, I can't be that person. That's why I talk shit about myself, because it's like, I can't go back to it with sleeping on someone's floor. I can't be like, yo, big bro Chris, let me hold this. I can't, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I can't be like that. Like,
why?
I gotta train myself.
Why can't you be like that? Because I know hundreds of young kids that are like that.
The reason why I can't be like that, because I know my worth. Like, I know what I'm capable of doing. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I know what I could do, what I want to do. I can do anything. Anybody could. But
how'd you come to learn your worth?
I ain't gonna lie to you. My mentor in Atlanta, he was big on history. Like, I used to hate myself. You feel me? We all started off like we'd get picked on in school. I'm obviously dark as hell, so I'm the blackest one in the room, always getting talked about. And then like it came up one day, like he was saying something, and I said something about black people. This is when I was young, not knowing nothing. And he just was big on trying to, you know what I mean, teach me about the history of blacks and all that. And once I actually started, you know what I mean, tapping into that, like stuff like hidden colors and all that, like I really started understanding, like, damn, like what society portrays us now, our image now, that's as nothing of who we are and where we come from, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know.
Do you think that growing up, the deck was stacked against us in terms of mainstream society?
What you mean by that? In
the sense that, do you think we really had a fair shot to be anything we wanted to be in the condition we grew up in?
Of course.
How does that look?
What you mean by
so
that?
When you said you hated yourself, what age are we talking?
Well, I'm saying like 11, 10 maybe.
Okay, and so those feelings and situations probably were in you before you knew you hated yourself.
Yep. It's like, I don't know, like everybody else, I feel like I was the same color as everybody else, but I get the most jokes. So that's why I was saying, like, when I was young and I wasn't aware of, you know what I mean, of being black, or where I come from and stuff like that, you hear African booty scratches, stuff like that, like shit like that to get you heated, like, what? You know what I mean? And it's crazy because a lot of people don't know we all come from Africa. Whether we was born here, whatever, we all come from, you know what I mean, one same place. So that was just big to me, because I was really lost about, you know what I mean, humans, where we come from, stuff like that. So once I actually start tapping into shit like that, that made me really look at life different. It really made me look at life different. So I'm like, I actually become better now.
What did your mental health journey look like from, I guess, then to now? Because I know you go through your own things. What are some of the feelings you get when you're most depressed? What are some of the grounding techniques, I guess, you kind of use when you get depressed? What does your personal depression look like?
It's like, I be stuck in deep depression, trauma, all that. Especially because, I mean, we all been through mad shit. You know what I mean? I can't be like, I've been through this and da-da-da-da, but it's like, my body's different from your body. You feel me? My body gonna react different. Me, I be stuck in my head. And that's why, like, I love music, because music helped me get out my head. It helped me focus on my situation. Like, when my mom passed, like, I didn't know what to do. So I was actually trying to run from a situation when I should be understanding the role and trying to step up and do better. You know what I mean? Because I'm too busy in my mind. I'm too busy panicking. I'm too busy thinking, like, damn, am I even going to be able to make it to help raise my siblings? Or am I going, you know what I mean? Like, I just be really stuck in my head. And the only way I help get out my head is literally by people. I literally watch somebody else in a different situation be like, damn, they got it worse than me. What am I complaining about? You know what I mean? Like, I'm actually one of those people who will really use people and elevate off that. Like, that's why this should be corny to me how people be beefing. Like, we all beefing over, niggas don't even be knowing what we be beefing over. You know what I'm saying? Like, it be crazy. It's really be crazy. But it's like, I really elevate off other people, honestly, just by watching other people.
Do you believe that some of these young men and women in the neighborhoods, and even older, because some older dudes think the same way, but because you brought up a mentor, and a lot of people bring up somebody that, like, took the time, I guess, in a sense, to care. Do you believe that there's a way to reach everybody? Do you believe everybody has something in them where if you did the right thing or said the right thing or whatever the case may be, you might be able to get them to begin to think a little differently.
Most definitely. I don't know how, but there's definitely a way. Everyone, because it's like everyone looked at a situation and be like, oh, I'll never do that. I'll never go there. I'll never do this. Over time, you eventually done it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I feel like, I mean, the way we're gonna do that is just about how you approach people. You know what I mean? Because like now, what's messed up in these streets too, besides clout, the respect and the principle of things. People always feel like they get disrespected. They can't put their pride to the side to actually look at what the picture is. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that one's really tough because it's really hard to approach people a certain way. You would think like, okay, I thought I did this in a respectful manner. You know what I mean? You would think you did it, but to them, who is this person? Why they? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just hard. It's just really hard. But it's definitely a way. Don't know how, but.
So when a young person comes to you, or it doesn't have to, when anybody comes to you because they see some of the steps you took on your journey, how do you guide them? Like what kind of approach do you use if they're coming to you because you know they lost their mom, or they have to raise their siblings, or they're struggling with some of that, you know, loving your blackness, whatever the case may be? What does that kind of conversation look like? Like how do you talk to somebody to help them kind of see something differently?
Every situation be different, so I analyze the situation, and from there, like, somebody come to me with like, cause a lot of people come to me like that, like, how do you feel? Like, how you deal with your mother died? Like, how you know what I mean? Like, for instance, my aunt passed away like 3 years after my mother died. And like, my family was just looking at me, thinking, damn, he's strong, he's doing this, he's doing that, not knowing I'd be in my room, stuck, lost, crying, some shit, you know what I mean? And then, when my aunt passed away, it's like, I was talking to G, cause it's like now you see what I went through, so it's like I can help guide you, you know what I mean, mentally, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, it's just hard, bro. Like, I just analyze the situation, and the best thing I can do is really like give some advice. I give some blunt advice. I'll be real blunt about the situation. Like, if I know that person and I know, oh, they doing this and that, and this is eating them alive, I keep it 100 with it. Like, yo, you gotta stop doing this shit, switch this shit. I tell them some shit you don't want to hear, basically.
Yes.
A whole bunch of shit you don't want to hear, because at the end of the day, that's what's really gonna help you. If you really want to, like I said earlier, if you want to do better, become better, improve, or whatever, you got to step out your comfort zone. You got to do a whole bunch of shit you don't want to do, you don't like to do. That's the only way you can really prevail.
It's hard getting people. I mean, it was hard for me to step out of my comfort zone. Shit. It's hard doing that. And I mean, I think for me, I had built up so many defense mechanisms that kept me safe. I didn't see a real need to change it as long as I was safe.
Right.
Then I started realizing, like, yeah, you can be safe and live. They're not exclusive here. They are not exclusive here. I want to ask, when was your first, and like I said, depending on whatever the case may be, answer it accordingly. When was your first experience with seeing a gun you could touch? And did you know what a gun represented? Or what did it represent for you?
I'm glad you asked that.
When you first kind of came into contact with one.
That's like my biggest thing. And before I answer that question, my biggest thing on that, because like, and that's why my mindset is where it is, because society's messed up because the way how they eliminate a black father figure out the community. You know what I'm saying? Or out that household. I be feeling like my pops, like, he got booked before I was born. And then like when he got out.
What do you mean by booked?
Like, he was locked up.
Okay.
So it's like, well, I'm still going into this conversation. I really got to touch it. I really got
to
no.
Me telling you to interpret a word is for them, not for me. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. I really got to stress it because it's like, because when I first seen a gun, I'm like, oh shit, this ain't Grand Theft Auto. Like, yeah, I really see it on Grand Theft Auto or a game than versus seeing it in real life. It's like, I wish I would have had somebody like teaching me before, like, yeah, this is real, this is what this is for, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. But when I first seen a gun, shoot, I was like, Matter of fact, I was in elementary school one time. I was at elementary school. I used to always be around the way, and you know, people come do drive-bys or whatever, stuff like that. That was the first time I seen one. Elementary school, I was leaving JFK. I was leaving soccer practice, and somebody was shooting at somebody. I just seen a homeboy just whipped out and started banging.
And how old were you at that point?
What grade was this? Third grade.
Third grade?
Yeah, it's like third, fourth grade. Third or fourth grade. I forgot how old I was at the time. But third or fourth grade, definitely.
And what did you think when dude was letting off? Like, what did you think in terms of, was there like, wow, that's powerful? Was it like, I gotta hurry up and never look at one of those again? What, I mean, how does that play out for you?
I ain't gonna lie to you. In that situation, I was young as hell, so bah, 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 I'm just looking. Homie was right next to me. Up in there trying to line the dude next to me. So I just hear bullets smacking the ground near me. I'm just like, hold on, he's trying to hit me. I'll turn and look. This target's homeboy next to me. So like, I just heard it getting closer and closer. My reaction, I'm like, I gotta get the hell up out of here. I swear to God, bro. On dogs, everything I love, I'm really just turning around, looking at homie like this, run my dumb ass, run into like cement, mad bricks, just run into it. Did a flip, I'm laying on the ground, just laying there. Still stuck in my head like, did I get shot? Like, nah, I ran over some bricks because I was mad paranoid.
And what was your feeling about guns after that situation?
Like, this is weird. Cause I'm in a video game, so it was kind of intriguing in a way. Don't know why. The rush was different, but my approach was, it just was like, that's for real. Like, this shit's dangerous, cause like, niggas really dying. Niggas shoot themselves by accident, you know what I mean? Like, I just had to tap in, like, damn, that was a real life situation. That's what that was. Whatever I see or do or come across, I started studying and analyzing it. So I just got into it. I just got more into it.
Why are most killings with guns? Like, why not hit someone with a car? Why not beat somebody to death with a bat? Why not throw somebody off a roof? Why guns?
I don't know. Again, clout. People want to say I clapped him. You know what I mean? I don't know. People just, that's how it is nowadays. But I feel like if we had, you feel me, some real strong males to let us know back in the day, like, this ain't nothing to be playing with. This is what you use to protect yourself. That's how I like approach the situation once I got aware of what guns was. You know what I mean?
Is protection different than feeling unsafe? Do you ever feel unsafe when you're outside?
All the time. Every time you step on the porch, feel unsafe.
So let me ask, in the last year, let's say every day you had that feeling when you come outside, how often did something actually happen?
Percentages is real slim, not slim to none, but it's a low percentage. You know
but
what
it's
I mean?
a mind state, no matter what, that's constant.
Yeah, it's definitely a mind. Yeah,
that's what I think is like big, is that people don't realize what you think is reality is reality. And you know, and I think it's a good point to make, because you know, my whole thing is I want to begin to like kind of understand the psychology of what, I mean, I'm not in the streets no more. So, I mean, I can get word of something or whatever the case may be, but I'm not involved anymore. So it's not the same feeling for me as for somebody who's doing it. You know what I mean? I know the feeling of when I used to do it. It's probably similar, but I don't know. So I'm always trying to learn like the current way people think, right. To try to like, you know, because if I can find a way to plant a seed, I am most definitely going to plant a seed. But from what you're saying and what a few other brothers have said, it's like, even if dudes want to do their own thing, dudes still want to be guided. I had to learn that from like
that's big, that's fact.
Yeah, like it just took it a while, but like dudes still ask for guidance. Like even the most hot-headed dude will call me and be like, I want to do this way, or that way. Do you think that's good? I mean, you could, but what about, you know, this way? What about taking the quick little second, figuring out if you really want to do that over a pair of sneakers or whatever the case may be. But it's like, take a moment. Take a moment.
Analyze our situation.
Analyze that situation.
Is it that deep?
Yes. Is it that deep?
And that's why I said earlier, it's senseless. If it's protection, that's a different story, but it's senseless. Like you said, some shoes. Looked at my girlfriend.
Yeah. I don't know how many dudes done got hurt over it.
I don't got insurance on my car, but he just scratched my pain. Like, senseless. It's crazy.
And it always fascinates me how no matter what society you're living in, everybody wants the same shit. Everybody just wants safety, security, everything. It just looks so much savage in the streets. That's the part that I hate, because the same level of beauty, intricacy, all of that is still in that. It's just that dudes like us can see the beauty in a moment, but it's hard for an outsider to be like, what was cool about that? A whole lot if you knew. A whole lot if you knew.
It'd be hard because, like, growing up, people don't really be in that situation until you actually be in a situation or go through certain shit to make you actually look at shit different. You know what I mean? That's why it'd be hard to, like, try to actually teach someone and like help guide them through whatever, because it's, like I said, some people really just have straight pride issues. Don't want to accept it. So it'd be hard to try to tell somebody who want better for themselves how you want better for yourself, and you don't even want better really. You just want to. People really be, like I said, they see the next person. They see the next person. Oh, such and such stop smoking crack, got her life together, got custody of the kids, got her own crib. I want to stop smoking crack now. I want custody of my kids. Why you ain't been with that? Be hard.
When I say the term breaking generational cycles, what do you mean? What does that make you think of?
Breaking generation cycles, like, it made me think, from your generation to my generation, you know, a cycle's been broken. Like something like
respect. I never looked at it that way. That's interesting. I never looked at when I said that, I was thinking, like, within my family, I broke generations. No, but what you said was perfect as well. I never looked at it as that being another family as well, and I'm breaking a generational cycle in that family. I'm gonna start mentioning that more. That's actually dope.
Let me get the credit, y'all see?
Yeah. It's all him. But I mean, I know your uncles. I know they've been to prison. I know they've been, they were out on Humboldt, like, way back in the days, all that.
I was big on that, trying to break that cycle too, because of my family.
Tell me about that. Why are you so different than them? And I don't mean like they didn't necessarily have the same struggles up here.
No, I get what you mean.
Yes.
I get what you mean. I'm only, in my sense, is because, like, I learned from them. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they actually had the chance to live their life, do whatever. I was right there beside them, you know what I mean? Whether they in jail, whatever, I was in that same loop of the situation. So I'm actually learning from the situation, what to do, what not to do. Like I said, like uncles like Uncle Mark, like he's constantly big on life. Like, he's big on his family, he's big on life. And, you know what I mean, dudes like him always in my ear, you know what I mean, telling me good shit. Like, he ain't never lied. There's not one thing I've ever heard come out his mouth. I ain't seen it, I ain't heard about it, or nothing. So, like, I was just big on that because, like, in my family, we used to, like, growing up, we used to always talk shit about each other. Like, oh, your mother ain't graduate high school, your father ain't graduate high school, I'm gonna graduate high school. Nah, no, you're not. Your mother did it, so you're not. You know what I mean? So, and my mother she was like, she know where we come from and shit like that. And I was, like I said, I was never aware of what was going on. I was always just getting in trouble because I'm growing up off the cycle they grew up off. So my mother just was more ahead of the game of, like, you know what, my son's not about to go through this. Although I went through it in a different form, you know what I mean? But I don't know, I just wanted to become different because, like, my whole family, they're big on, okay, this is who I am, this is who you're going to be. You're going to be yourself. I want you to be better than this. I want you to do better than that, you know what I mean? So that's why I always analyze everything I'm going through, always listen to my mentors. Someone older than me, always just shut up and listen. I was big with me, just shutting up and just listen. Because you older, so you obviously, I treat it like a video game. You got way more levels than me, you know what I'm saying? I got a long way to go. You know something I don't know.
How do you know when not to follow a mentor's advice?
Like, Not saying, you know, some people, I put it like this, like, you know how you have a friend that just let her talk, let her talk. I mean, we all have people like that, but me personally, like, people don't like to be bothered with people like that. I do sometimes, and the reason why I say sometimes, because every day you always gonna learn something off anything. You know what I mean? You gonna just learn, whether it's small, you're gonna learn, you're gonna pick something up. So for me, I just choose what I want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, like, if he's talking some good shit that I need to hear, I'll be like, I'm listening. Yeah, I got that. Then bam, you're gonna end up saying something like, I don't want to hear that shit. Wait a minute. That makes sense. That make a lot of sense. And I don't want to hear that. So me personally, I pick and choose what I want to hear. Like,
no matter who it comes from.
Yeah, no matter who it comes from. I don't give a damn if you God. I don't know why. I'm just like that. That's just me personally.
Do you believe, I don't want to say a duty or an obligation, because I feel like that's kind of a trap word, but do you truly believe that if respected older dudes from different neighborhoods, first of all, were more proactive about, you know, keep it calm, do you believe if dudes from respective neighborhoods came together that all respected each other, do you think that could make a lasting impact on violence in the city?
I mean, it make a huge impact. It won't, I mean, a lot of things not going to change. Like, you know, obviously Egypt wasn't built in a day, but there's always going to be tension, because you just, everybody, like I said, it's pride. You know what I mean? Like, all the old heads from every up block can come together. You know what I mean? Like, put it like this, like you said, if something happened over here, such and such gonna call you, like, yo, what's going on?
And I get those types of calls all the time.
I know, because you the OGs.
Yeah.
So it's like, OGs, they gonna call the OGs first, because the streets is gonna move by what that OG say. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you say, fuck you, we can't beef with them no more, just talk to his OG, whatever happened, da-da-da, blah-blah, squash. Some dudes in the community, their response is gonna be like, fuck what he's talking about. Some's really gonna have to abide by what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard. Like, the crowd's hard, but it definitely will have an impact. You know what I mean? Some people is gonna actually, like I said, some people will take that, grasp it, and do whatever. That next person, he gonna say fuck it, whatever. But once he see what such and such doing, again, it's gonna come from, I want to be just like him. I want, okay, he listened to Big Bro. I see this is working for him. Now let me do it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
No one never want to feel like they being left behind.
Yes.
So it's just hard.
How can people find you?
Google me, honestly. Scoot Gotti, SCOOT space GOTTI. My website, www.scootgotti.com. Instagram @ScootGotti. Facebook Scoot Gotti. I got a like page.
SoundCloud, any of the platforms?
I'm on every platform.
Okay.
Any platform you could think of, Scoot Gotti, literally. Just Google it. I promise you. Everything will pop up, all the platforms. Not being cocky, none of that.
And you branded your name, correct?
Yes, sir. Copy.
How did you do that?
I didn't go down to the government building yet, because that's just only like city. City wise, that's in your region, your business is solidified. So I didn't do that part yet, but it's solidified like worldwide. So like it's on legal Zoom, all that, a trademark, copyright, and all. You know what I mean? Side the papers and all that.
Do you ever help other artists do that, like get their stuff?
Definitely do. With my branding connection, I definitely do, because there be artists out here who do music like me, and some of them, you know what I mean, might just rap, some might just make a beat, or some might just do whatever. What I try to help them do is like brand yourself. Like, a lot of people sit here and wait on management, want some type of deal, want some type of miracle. That's how I look at it. They want a miracle. So what I try to do, like I said, my branding connection, I just try to help, you know what I mean, artist development, and stuff like that.
So let me ask you this. I'm a young artist. I'm a young artist, and I'm from your art block. I hate you, but I love music. I come to you and I say, look, I need some guidance on this. And you go back and everyone in the neighborhood finds out that you had a meeting with this person. And they're like, Scoot, look, we know you love your music. We know all of this, but we don't want you to do this because we don't like that person. What decision do you make?
Shoot, just like I told people before, y'all might not have heard this, but I told my people from where I'm from, I don't give a damn if who's from where, whatever. They come to me, want to buy a beat. You feel me? That beat's getting sold. That have nothing to do with what happened in the streets. What happened in the streets, what's going on in the streets, that's lead out in the streets. That don't have nothing to do with business.
So ultimately, the mission of what you stand on in terms of the music, life, trumps anything of that nature.
Definitely does, because at the end of the day, my business is helping provide for my family. My mom's gone. Their father, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm big on that. I'm big on my family. At the end of the day, I don't give a damn what anybody opinion got towards, you know what I mean, whatever I got going on. I don't really give a damn, because at the end of the day, their business is not helping provide food for my little ones. You know what I'm saying? Oh, boy.
Thank you, man.
Okay.
Thank you.